Hey guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's build, we are building a desert style home, and we're building here in Oasis Springs, and I just really wanted to get my hands on that Desert Luxe kit. So I don't believe it's a free kit anymore, but it was free for like over a month. So I made sure to grab it before it wasn't potentially free anymore, but it is called the Desert Luxe kit. And there's a few items in there that aren't my personal style, but I'd say the majority of them are pretty up my alley. I love the fireplace. I love the chairs. I don't know how to describe the chairs, but they're like little armchairs. Or no, I don't think they actually have arms, but they're very like boho. They have lots of good swatches. And I really like, I want to say there's like a little coffee table or end table in it that is really good. But I try to use most of the items from that kit in this build, but there's a few that I just felt didn't really go here. I didn't actually end up using the fireplace because it was just a bit too large for the interior of this home. It is a rather small home. And the lights, oh my gosh, those hanging chandeliers, they're like that wicker material. Oh my God, those I love. I will use those in a lot of different builds, I think, because that's truly like my own personal style in real life and not just in The Sims. But let's get into this build a little bit. So I do end up moving it from this lot because this lot ends up not being big enough for the backyard that I envisioned. But I didn't really just envision this on my own. I did actually find, I believe it was an article or a blog on Pinterest of this home, and it's based in Joshua Tree, so that's why this build is called Joshua Tree Home or something along those lines. But this house is just so beautiful, and I don't want to say unique because I've definitely seen similar houses to this, but it's one of the most unique builds I've ever made. So I definitely was very proud of this build. And I think it may sound kind of silly to be like, I'm proud of this build, even though I didn't really like come up with it on my own, if that makes any sense. Like, I followed the pictures that I could see in the blog almost to a T when it comes to like this main living space and the backyard, but kind of everything else. Well, I will say everything else was completely my own vision, I guess. But of course, there's certain items that, I can't replicate perfectly. But I just love the way that this build turned out. The living room is very unique and cluttered, but not too much. Like, it's, in my opinion, it's not too busy. And if you're familiar with my builds, I love cluttered builds, but sometimes when they're too busy, it's just too much. But this is the chair that I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, I love this chair, and all the swatches are amazing. I'm not a huge fan of like really dark furniture, and just like in The Sims especially, but in real life again too. But all those swatches are amazing, even like the really dark ones. But anyway, this build, I end up moving it, like I mentioned, to Johnny Zest's lot. So I bulldoze his trailer, and that lot is called Dusty Turf. So if you do end up placing this build on that lot, it is going to cost you 66,112 simoleons, which I was rather surprised because, first of all, it's a really big lot. You'll see toward the end of the build and in the screenshots that I actually don't fill the entire lot because I felt like the backyard was already big enough, and this is a smaller build, so there's some dead space back there, but it's on a 40 by 30 lot, and I was originally thinking that I was going to make it a vacation rental, like a rental property in The Sims, but I just felt like if you really liked this build and you wanted it to be a vacation rental, then you could easily switch it over yourself. But when I went to play test here, I couldn't obviously move my sim in because it's a rental property, and I was like, well, I want to play test it before I have my sims spend their own personal money on this vacation rental. So I ended up just making it a residential lot, and I feel like it just kind of makes more sense when it comes to placing cars outside, for example, because I do end up adding a carport to this home. And I mean, obviously, if you're going to a vacation rental, you're probably not walking there. You may rent a car or something like that. So there's 2 cars in the carport, but I don't know. I just felt like it may have made more sense for a few Sims to be living here. It could definitely be a couple of roommates living here, maybe a couple and a roommate, or a couple and their kid. But as you'll see, this is a very more so sophisticated build, in the sense that there's no children's toys here. It's not kid friendly, but there's no kid items. I was picturing if there was a family living here, I don't know, I was thinking like maybe a single mom and her teenage daughter, or a couple parents and their teenage daughter. I don't know. I feel like the room that's off to the left, well, now we're not even looking at it anymore, but one of the rooms is very teen / young adult friendly, in my opinion, and then the other one is a little bit more sophisticated, but it can really pass for any kind of situation or Sims that you want living here, I think. But yeah, it ends up being 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. There's a carport, like I mentioned, with a couple cars out there. We end up having a pool, a fire pit, some outdoor dining, because I figured out here in Oasis Springs, it gets hot. So of course your Sims may want to spend some time inside, but my grandparents used to live in Palm Springs, and we did eat outside a lot because there are days where it isn't 112 degrees or whatever. But I wanted to, again, like I mentioned, follow the pictures from this blog that I found on Pinterest as closely as I could, and there was a really unique outdoor dining space, so I definitely wanted to fulfill that portion of it. And then I also placed a telescope and solar panels outside. I believe I placed 3 solar panels on the roof, so it's not like they take up any actual space on the ground. But the telescope I felt made sense, because if you were to rent a place out in Joshua Tree, or you were to live out in Joshua Tree, you may enjoy looking at the stars because you're away from, lots of external light, and there's not much smog. The air quality is pretty good, so you should be able to see shooting stars, just constellations, all that good stuff. So I thought that would be kind of a nice little addition. It just, in my opinion, made sense to have out here. But yeah, like I mentioned, I'm just very excited about this build. I play tested here with my Sim self, and I want to move in a family here because I actually want to play here. I don't know, it's a lot of fun. But since we're in the teen bedroom, or what I imagine would be the teen bedroom, I want to mention that I can't remember if I do it on camera. I believe I do. I place one of the shelves. It's like a actual floor shelf from Eco Lifestyle on the wall. That's obviously not where the window is. And your Sim can't actually walk over there. I tried to move it as close to the wall as I could to make it easy and accessible for your Sim to get on either side of the bed, but my Sim would never go on that side of the bed, but she would get on the side where the window is and then scoot over. So I didn't personally mind that being the case. And if you do end up having a teen here, your teen is probably sleeping in the bed on their own. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that because it's technically, some people may see that as not functioning properly. But anyway, we're pretty much done with this room. I was also very pleased with this build because, other than me struggling putting together this bathroom, as you will see, I was able to put it together rather quickly. And of course, a lot of that has to do with the fact that I was looking at photos on Pinterest. But when it comes to the bedrooms and the bathroom, I built those completely off of my own vision, and I wasn't copying and pasting essentially. So usually I just have trouble because I think so heavily and so realistically about the way that builds should be laid out and decorated and all that stuff that it's almost a fault. And it just kind of hinders me from creating good builds at times. A lot of the times I bulldoze lots that are basically functioning and almost done. It's just a matter of making it look cute and decorated and cluttered and whatever. But I bulldoze lots of lots that I'm like, nope, this doesn't make sense. This is stupid dead space and it's ugly and I don't know what to do with it, when it's totally salvageable. it's honestly something that I've been working on this entire last year since I started my channel. Wait, did I start my channel a year ago? I think so. I feel like I did. I was going to say it was almost 2 years, but I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. That would be way too long. But anyway, yes. I've been building for almost a year. I want to say, wait, no, I've already been building for a year, I think. Oh my God, you guys, I don't know. I have mom brain so bad right now. And speaking of, since we're just kind of like decorating the bathroom right now, I put my son down for a nap, and I'm trying to get this voiceover done before he wakes up. So if at any point you hear a baby or a cry, I'm gonna have a heart attack because I'm about halfway done with this voiceover now, and he should sleep for like another hour. But now I actually like have to like be very calculated on when I do my voiceovers, which is fine. But I'm literally doing this before I even make my own breakfast, because I'm like, well, if he wakes up early, I can definitely make my breakfast while he's awake, but I can't be doing my voiceover while he's awake because he's a noisy baby, and for obvious reasons, I don't really want him in the background, as much as I love him and his little noises that he makes. But anyway, you get what I'm saying, and I'm just rambling. So this is the bedroom that I was saying I feel is a bit more sophisticated. I do end up placing another eco lifestyle shelf here. Your sim, I believe, can get on this side of the bed though, no problem. They don't have to like go around and scoot or anything like that. And I think it's because it's on the wall and it's not on the ground like the other one is. But I don't end up recording the other bathroom because they're basically the exact same, except the decorations are slightly different. So if you just stay tuned for the screenshots, you will see the two different bathrooms. But now we've moved on into the backyard, very obviously. And here is where I'm trying to like move around the lot and see if I can realistically fit everything that I want to in the backyard. And I think here pretty soon I end up switching it over to that other lot that I mentioned. But I will say something about Oasis Springs that I know a lot of people agree on, a lot of builders especially when it comes to like videos like this, is the lighting isn't great. So I mean, it's not the worst for sure. There's other worlds out there that I'm like, this lighting, what is the problem? Like, it needs an update. But white swatches out here, like this brick or this like textured stucco, it's definitely more brick on the outside of this home, is white, and it looks tan. Like this is like the color of sand, and it's like almost like it's not like a pure white, but it just doesn't look white here at all. No matter what angle, what time of day, it doesn't matter. Even like roof tiles don't look like the right swatch. And it's all just because of the lighting here. And it's very irritating, especially because I feel like a nice crisp white build out in Oasis Springs would be gorgeous, but it just doesn't come through in the lighting no matter what lot you're on. And it's kind of unfortunate, but honestly, it could be worse. But anyway, I love what I did here with the pool. I've done this in a couple of builds before, at least one for sure that I've shared on my channel, where I placed those little round lights in the pool. So they kind of look almost like beach balls, but I don't know if you guys have seen those. They're actually like pool lights, like pool floaty lights that people put in their pool, and they often change color and all that. So I've done that in a couple of my builds, and I just thought it was a nice little addition here because I was thinking, like I mentioned earlier, that this could potentially be a vacation rental. And I feel like if you were going to like a nice little boho vacation rental in Joshua Tree for like a weekend or something, it would be a nice little addition to have some cute little pool floaty lights like that. I don't know. I just felt like it made perfect sense. And I just love placing those in pools in general, but I just feel like it kind of like elevates the space a little bit. Even though it's like fun and playful, it's still like, I don't know, it makes it kind of fancier in a sense. But we're messing around with the terrain paint just to move it to another lot, but I end up placing this like gravelly kind of terrain paint anyway, as you can see now that we are on the new lot. And if anyone is worried about what I did with Johnny Zest, I moved him into a different home. He's actually in a home now, and I think he's still in the same neighborhood. But yeah, I've never really played with many townies. You guys comment below who your favorite townies are, and it doesn't have to just be for Oasis Springs, just like in general, who are like your favorite townies? I really like Summer Holiday. She is one of my favorites. I have played her in many different save files before, and I've made her marry different people and have obviously therefore different kids with different people. And I don't know, she's just a lot of fun. She just is very bubbly. She's friendly. I feel like she just makes friends easily. I don't know if it's just my play style or what. I don't like ruffle many feathers when I play Sims, but yeah, she's just one of my favorites. But anyway, I am now placing down some items from the live edit object menu, and I wasn't really sure about these little, like, I guess you like pavers, essentially, these little yeah, they're pavers. They're not really floor tiles, but I end up placing those down. They look a bit weird considering everything is so, like, I don't know, like clean cut and crisp. I mean, not that those aren't, but I just feel like the shape or the way that I place them down, they look kind of awkward, but overall I feel like it works. Like, even in the screenshots, they didn't bug me, so I feel like that says a lot because I'm very, very hypercritical of my screenshots and just my builds in general. But as you can see, here's where we're adding the carport. I feel like carports are very like retro and kind of like mid-century, so I feel like it makes sense for this build. Even though this build is not at all mid-century, you could definitely argue that the outside is very mid-century retro, which in my opinion just makes complete sense for Oasis Springs. But I end up placing down these cars. I don't know, I felt like this truck looked really perfect for like off-roading, even though it's kind of like a nicer truck. I don't know, I feel like it's still like perfect for maybe like camping in the back or something like that. So whether you do end up turning this into a rental property or you leave it as residential, I feel like whoever drives this truck, they would potentially camp in the bed of it or something. I don't know. But now we are moving on into decorating the front patio, or the front porch rather. And I feel like a lot of items from Snowy Escape really work well for like the desert style as well, which is kind of funny because they're like opposites of each other, but very similar in the sense of like the style of furniture and the swatches and things like that. So I did use Snowy Escape, oh my god, Snowy Escape windows as well. I think I used a combination of Eco Lifestyle and Snowy Escape windows, and I think that's it. I don't even know if I used any base game ones, but they just, those items and those packs actually like intertwine pretty well, which is just funny. Well, not the Eco Lifestyle, but the fact that Snowy Escape works really well in like desert like climates, I guess. But we're just kind of moving around some plants back here. I had grabbed all these at once, and then I'm just trying to arrange them now. But that's pretty much the end of the build, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you stayed tuned for the screenshots because, like I said, again, I'm very proud of this build, and I just think it's a really good representation of what I found on Pinterest, and that just as a builder feels good. But make sure to follow me on all my socials. Everything will be always down in the description below. It's been a minute since I've actually done an outro, so I'm a little rusty, but thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'm trying to stay consistent, so I'm hoping that I will have another build for next week. But as I'm kind of transitioning into motherhood and all that good stuff, although I'm on maternity leave, I am very busy. So I hope you guys give me some grace in my builds, but I'm happy to be back, and I'm really glad to have some 2 good builds out for you guys. And yeah, if you want to download this on the gallery, make sure to do so. My name over there is ashleyyangelinaa, spelled with 2 Y's and 2 A's at the end of Angelina, and I hope to see you guys in a future build. Bye.